Hey guys, welcome. This is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan, otherwise known as the cult leader of veganism. Just kidding, guys. So, no, just on a couple minutes, a few minutes earlier than normal tonight, just because I was ready. I got all my technical issues sorted out, and instead of sitting around killing time for 3 minutes, scrolling, browsing the internet, accomplishing nothing, just thought I'd come on, see if anyone was here already. And apparently already, yeah, a good chunk of you guys are here. Hello, Peter and AJ. You guys are the first two. Hello. And also Fritz and Foo and Vegan Metalhead. Glad to see that you are feeling better, Foo. We have missed your presence and your entertaining comments for a little bit here. I can't remember how long now, but good to see you here, Foo. Let's see, Peter, no problem about missing the premiere yesterday, but yeah, thank you, Peter, for sending me that link to that Robert Downey Jr. article about him not being vegan, which he never was. Just tried a plant-based diet for a while, and totally cool. Nothing wrong with that. Just didn't stick with it, and that's what we're responding to. Really not responding to that he quit. Just if that's all he did. If Robert Downey Jr. tried a plant-based diet and he quit, I wouldn't have said anything. There wouldn't have been anything to talk about. But the reason why I made that video is because he said some things that were just not true, things that were not based on any evidence-based information that I'm aware of. And a lot of what he said just didn't make any sense, from a logical standpoint. So, just a critical thinking standpoint. So anyway, guys, actually your cult leader here is a little tired today. I'm proud to report I went to the gym today. And for the first time since December 19th, I played basketball. You guys know I still have, it's not fully healed yet, but I suffered a mid-foot sprain back on December 19th. And I've been injured to play basketball the whole time. So I thought I'd give it a little try today. And I just thought I'd play a couple games. I just kept getting sucked into it and played more and more and more. And I played almost 2 hours of basketball. I was so not feeling my fitness is gone. It's there, but it's not where it needs to be. It's not where I normally have it at. Of course, I'm 56. I haven't played any basketball since December 19th, other than doing some shooting drills and some dribbling work at the gym. But anyway, I'm glad I can say I did all right. I try to tell people. I don't think people understand it. Before the game, I say hey guys, I haven't played this since December 19th. I've had a mid-foot sprain, and I'm 56. So please, just I don't want to get injured. Don't do anything stupid to hurt me. And one guy just starts doing stupid shit. I try to call him out. It's no, don't do that. Even though it's a legal move, it's kind of a dirty move. Don't do it. And he didn't get it. Then and a few plays after that, I fouled him. Then he goes, I don't get you, bro. You just fouled me. It's common fouls are a common part of basketball, but it wasn't anything dirty or going to injure you. I just said, just don't do things to injure me. I want to come away from today unscathed, considering that I haven't set foot on a court to play basketball for a month and a half, and I didn't want to suffer a setback that would set me back another month and a half. But anyway, people are stupid. Even not everyone, as most people were cool and understood it, but there's always going to be one idiot, that doesn't get it. It's and oh well, just got to remember, just like what we see here in the live streams, most people are cool. Most people that come by are cool and get things, but then you're always gonna have some stupid idiot that doesn't get it and has to be a jerk. Anyway, foot sprain, veganism debunked. One of the Lakers just got a foot sprain last week. So I guess he was a vegan. Nope, he wasn't. Acupuncture. Not really, but I'm doing a little of self-acupressure, I guess, a little physical therapy pressure in my injured foot region, and I feel the pain kind of, it feels good, when you get a massage or something like that. So hopefully that I'm doing some good there. But yeah, I felt it a few times when I was trying to cross over. I felt when I was trying to push off onto that injured foot, I couldn't do it, so I just laid off of that. So I could play 75-ish% where of what I normally do, and I had to accept, hey, I still have ways to go to recover. It's my first time back. I'm 56. I haven't played since December 19th. Let's see. Ryan, you're wearing glasses. When will someone bump you and call you not a vegan? Well, I don't wear glasses when I play basketball, but you saw last week, remember as when Angie was here with me, when we were doing last Friday's live stream with Angie, someone tried to debunk veganism because I went vegan in 2010, but I was wearing glasses. I started first wearing glasses in the 1970s. He thought he had something there. I'm not sure. But yeah, no one's ever done that in person. Usually the most stupid idiots I find in life, no surprise, are online, But anyway, let's see. So let's see if I have any other questions there. Hot cold contrast therapy can be good. I don't know how to do that one, Sarah. That's a new one for me. I have my own little remedies and things I do, but I never tried that, like putting some like Bengay on or something like that. Let's see. Fritz wants to know, does veganism debunked work in reverse? Like, this vegan is still alive, carnivorism debunked? Yeah, that logic doesn't work either, Fritz. Yeah. So welcome everyone. Good to see y'all here. Yeah, just on a couple minutes early because I was ready. And if I seem a little tired today, I am. I'm exhausted. I tell you, I was at the gym for about 2 hours, 15 minutes, and about an hour 50 of that we're playing basketball until something I haven't done for a while. So I'm pretty tired, but I think we'll be able to do this live stream all right. I don't need to be totally like the mentally sharpest guy in the world to answer questions about veganism and defend veganism from the occasional anti-vegan here to debunk veganism. I've seen all the arguments, so I'm pretty much ready for anything. I'm kind of curious if anyone's going to come here to try to convince me to quit, as I put in the title today, since I was feeling a little feisty. So we'll see if anyone does. So Sarah says, get 2 giant tubs, or how about buckets, and fill one with hot water and the other with cold water. Soak your foot in the hot for 1 minute, then soak it in the cold for 30 seconds, and do that back and forth for 15 minutes or so. Wow. I guess I could do that because we do have 2 tubs here. I guess I could try to do that. Vegan Metalhead. Toby Keith died of stomach cancer. Meat eating debunked. Toby Keith, the country artist, did he die recently or something? Or is this has he been dead for a long time? Let me know. This is news to me. I guess it shows you how much I follow the country music artist scene. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Fu Manpu. It sucks when we hate our jobs. You hate your job. It's a place of unspeakable evil. Sorry to hear that. Oh, Travis, really, it'd be country music debunked, not meat eating debunked. Buckets are weird. I'd get huge Tupperware bins that you can put your foot down flat in. I'll try the tub thing if I really tried it out. I think I'm okay though. I mean, I think my little massaging and stretchings help, but it just I gotta just get through it, just get better and be able to play basketball continually without re-injuring or harming and having setbacks. Okay, he died Wednesday. All right, I didn't know that, Vegan Metalhead. I'm surprised it didn't show up on any of my news feeds. I guess it shows you how all my social media algorithms know that I don't really click too much into country music, so I guess it didn't bother to show me that. And it's kind of funny, I don't go on Facebook much, so I didn't see anyone on Facebook mention that either. I guess I don't have too many country music friends on Facebook. But that's sad. I really don't know too much about them, but it's sad when popular musician, or even an unpopular musician for that matter, passes away. Okay, Sarah's saying massaging, yeah, stretching for sure. The contrast therapy is great for circulation too. Yeah, I should have asked my foot doctor, podiatrist, when I had him last month, like how much should I do extra things for like circulation, because I know that's really important, like with ankles, because I learned from my level 2 ankle sprain from like 20 years ago that there's little tiny blood vessels that circulate nutrients and healing stuff to the ankles, so it's really hard to heal ankles because of that. So I'm not sure how a midfoot is. Peter says he hated his job, so he quit it. Awesome, Peter. And you think he may have found a better one. Awesome. Yeah, I hear that finding jobs right now can be challenging, at least from what I'm seeing on the threads on Reddit. I tell you, that's my new fave social media app. Ooh, I think I felt a little pain right here too. I remember someone like elbow went in my chest. I saw them driving to the basket, and I thought they were going to do a spin move. I was right. I predicted it, and I knew they didn't see me, and I was right. And they spun right into me and knocked me right here too. Yeah, my defensive instincts are all there again today. Just my offense that's I'm having trouble with. But as long as I can move my feet, I can play some D. Wow, Sarah, you got all sorts of stuff. A slant board at home. You stretch your calves 4 times a day. Huh. Really helps your Achilles stay healthy. Did you have a past Achilles injury, if I remember right, Sarah? I thought we have discussed Achilles tendon stuff here before. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Peter, there's a social media group just for vegans. Yeah, I think it may have came up once. I didn't really go into it or not. I'm just trying to not like... I don't want to go there. Hey, I'm right. I'm happy, healthy vegan. I'm cool. I created a username on Reddit that has nothing to do with my first name or my real name or happy, healthy vegan or love spirals or anything like that. I just want to be a random consumer of content there. I don't really want to create posts or comment all that much. I've maybe made 5 replies in the past like 3 months or so. Anyway, let's see, Metalhead, you had a knee injury from tripping over a box of lettuce. Yeah, that totally is veganism debunked for sure right there. Totally. Yeah, I don't see what could be more vegan than tripping over a box of lettuce and injuring yourself, huh? So, let's see. Any questions? Yeah, I don't see anyone coming here to try to convince me to quit, which is surprising. I'm surprised no one's taken the bait in the title of this live stream. Yeah, it says that. Convince me to quit. No one's... you guys aren't concerned. You guys know I'm not going to quit. Yeah, Angie and I were talking about this, like as far as making a quitting YouTube video versus a quitting vegan video. I mean... You're never going to see me make a I'm quitting vegan video. I mean, maybe I'm not saying I plan to, but I allow there's an outside chance I may make at some point a why I'm quitting YouTube video. Maybe. Again, I don't see any immediate need to do that or any desire to do that right now. But yeah, I'm not going to make a I'm quitting vegan. Just big distinction there. Yeah, quitting YouTube's one thing. Quitting vegan's a whole nother thing. Yeah, it is a little early, AJ. I wonder how long it takes for the algorithm to push our content onto haters. It's funny, Angie, the other day, I told you, remember, we made a video about this, how we learned how on Facebook, if we make a post on Facebook, actually, Angie starts it on Instagram and it cross-posts to Facebook. Anyway, unless we go onto our computers, you can't do this from a mobile device. You have to go on your computer and tell in the post, a pull down, like show only to followers. Because if we don't do that, Facebook loves to put our content into their algorithm of outrage to trigger meat eaters. And she forgot a day or two to do that, to select only show to followers. And of course, a bunch of idiots were triggered by a photo of lentils. Like they're trying to like make it sound like some evil vegan conspiracy. Like lentils are food. I mean, it's just food. They're so stupid. So I forgot why I went off on that rant though. But yeah, maybe the haters will come here soon too. Wow, Peter, that sounds like a crazy movie. Wow. Hey, Uncle, thanks. Keep up the fight, Ryan. It's the only way. It sucks that veganism has to be a fight, right? I mean, it's kind of silly. Maybe I've embraced it being a fight. A fight against misinformation, a fight against stupid effing idiots saying stupid, non-evidence-based bull malarkey about veganism, So yeah, I love lentils. And if they're so against lentils, attack farmers who grow the lentils. Don't attack consumers who eat lentils, because non-vegans eat lentils too. If you really think it's some unpatriotic food or something like that, go send your hate mail to lentil farmers rather than to us. Hey Jesse, hey guys, I missed the last 3 weeks. Yeah, last Saturday, I'm sorry, Friday, Jesse, Angie was right here. So if you haven't watched it yet, it's still in our history of of live past videos, so you can check that out. A rare appearance by Angie on her birthday, her actual 56th birthday. She spent about 2 hours hanging out with us all here. Okay, Peter says, come join him on Vegan Social. His name is Vegan Peter, and he left a link down below there. Aren't a lot of lentils grown in Canada? I have no idea where lentils are grown at, huh? Yeah, AJ, we love lentils, we love rice. Anyone who thinks those foods are disgusting and blah 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 is just a complete effing idiot. I mean, who hasn't eaten lentils in their life? You know, I mean, it's just a food that people eat. You know. Yeah, uncle. Yeah, maybe I like exercising my critical thinking skills. I spent many years studying philosophy, and it doesn't come in handy. Well, it actually does come in handy. I'm able to, like, when I'm on social media. That's why I'm an old guy and I haven't got brainwashed by like MAGA and QAnon and stuff like that yet. You know, like a lot of Gen Xers have. So yeah, maybe my critical thinking skills I got in college have helped keep me sharp and stuff like that. You know, but what was I gonna say? But yeah, I get to use those critical thinking skills for sure as we critically analyze the nonsense that people say about veganism. Okay, it's called The Smell of Money, Peter. Thank you. You're having lentils for dinner tonight. Awesome, awesome. Oh, I should see if Angie got the speaking of which, I heated up some kitchery. Let me just text her really quick. Did the alarm for dinner go off? Because I started some kitchery before the live stream, about an hour before, so it should have been. And I set the alarm for an hour, so let's see if yeah. Okay, no worries. All right, she's checking it now. I don't think anything bad would happen. I left it on pretty low, so that's what we're gonna have tonight. The kitchery from Keep It Carb Baby, more or less that recipe, and as always, or as usual, I should say, with paired with some of that vegan naan bread from Trader Joe's, the non-garlic kind. They have two kinds, garlic, non-garlic, and I go for the non-garlic because I don't love garlic too much. So yeah, if it's a vegan though, yeah, like Dan, if you don't like legumes or lentils, yeah, no problem, eat what you want. I'm just saying, a lot of people eat lentils, a lot of vegans eat lentils, a lot of vegans don't eat lentils, and a lot of non-vegans eat lentils too. It's just silly when you see some idiot just moaning and bitching about lentils in a photo that my wife puts on her Instagram that gets cross-posted to Facebook saying how disgusting it looks. It's just lentils. People eat them. Ryan sneeze. Veganism debunked. So anyway, let's see if we have any questions here. Those guys were jerks, she said. The guys that were triggered by her lentils. Can you imagine being such a precious snowflake that if you're scrolling through your Facebook and you see a photo of lentils, you get triggered and go ballistic and say a bunch of hateful crap at my wife, basically? Can you imagine what precious snowflakes these people are, you know, that get triggered by a freaking photograph of a dish that has lentils? Imagine that. Can you imagine that? How stupid these people are. They get triggered by photos of lentils. I can't imagine being that stupid. I really can't. Or crazy. I don't know what it is, Michelle. Is it stupid? Is it crazy? Is it a sense of entitlement? I don't know. I just can't. Whatever it is, I can't imagine having that attribute because it's just so stupid. I'm just gonna call it stupid. I'm gonna stick with stupid. Yeah, AJ, you're right. We are funded by Big Lentil. Maybe that's what triggers these morons. Kirsten Slater asks, is there a difference between green and red lentils besides the color? I don't know. I'm not like a lentil expert or anything. If any of you guys know, you can answer Kirsten for me. Okay, that's cool to know. Uncle Amy's brand makes a good low sodium style lentil soup. That's always good. Yeah, a lot of us don't like a bunch of salt in our foods for whatever reasons. Like you just don't like high sodium diets. You don't like the taste of salt much or whatever. I prefer lower salt things as well. Sometimes, yeah, when you bite into something that's not low sodium, like sometimes I'll get a can of beans that's not low sodium. It's like, ooh, wow, this is really hardcore. But what are they saying? What are these morons saying when these precious snowflake morons on Facebook get triggered by a picture of lentils, saying it looks like barf, it looks like the food they gave their horse. Seeing this food makes them glad they aren't vegan. Like, I'm sorry, many non-vegans eat lentils too. It's not like lentils are this special food that was created in a lab or something for vegans, like a Beyond Burger. And even that wasn't created for vegans. It was created for all people. It just shows you how stupid and entitled and such I can't imagine living a life here on this planet, trying to coexist with everyone, and being so triggered that a photo of lentils will set me off. Like, how entitled, how precious snowflake. Wow. Hey, Graven, good to see you. Your dogs like lentils, you don't. Well, maybe that commenter had something. It looks like the food he feeds his dogs. But hey, yeah, I like lentils. But yeah, as a vegan, you don't need to eat lentils if you don't like them. And as a non-vegan, you can keep on eating your lentils as well. But there's no reason to attack my 56-year-old wife for posting a picture of lentils and feeling so self-entitled and such a precious snowflake. You attack an innocent 56-year-old woman for sharing on social media something she ate and never asked for hate. Anyway, yeah, that's social media these days. I've heard that, it's been hypothesized that social media, stuff like Facebook and all that, it's like a doomsday machine. It's just making us more divided. It's not making too many people happier. How many people say, I spent a good day today on Twitter or X and Facebook, and I feel so awesome now. It's like the high point of my day. It's like, no, usually people go there and whether they're conscious of it or not, whether they realize it or aware of it or not, they're getting triggered. They're going there for outrage. These are algorithms of hate, divisiveness, and outrage. And social media companies know that. And they know outrage engages more than just seeing a post. Oh, that's cool. I like that. That's chill. Yeah. They know if they show our lentil photos to non-vegans, they're going to get interaction. They're going to have comments. And if they show our lentils to vegans, oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course Ryan and Andrew are eating lentils. But they're not going to comment because they're not going to get triggered. It's a sad state of affairs, and more reason to all you guys, me included, I'm just showing what I'm doing. Be just cognizant, be aware of what you're doing on social media, and if it's a positive or negative experience for you. For me, that's why I'm using Reddit more now than anything, because I've created my own Reddit, my account there. I tell you, it's nothing to do with my real name or Happy Healthy Vegan or Love Spirals or anything like that. And it's a positive social media experience. I forgot what that feeling was like, from like 15 years ago or something like that, when social media was new and not dominated by algorithms and stuff, algorithms of outrage and doom. But yeah, just be aware that social media doesn't have to be a place for outrage and negativity and hate. And there's things you can do. You can leave those platforms, as I kind of done, or try to, if I've done here, to create it such that we don't tolerate people who think hating and bigotry and sexism and racism and all those horrible isms, ableism, speciesism, it's all this stuff, all these things that people think, oh, it's my right to be a dick to people. No, you don't have that right to do that here. You want to be a dick to someone in your own home? Be my guest. I'm not going to say anything. Anyway, I don't care what they do in their own home. They're dicks to their friends. Cool. Let's see. Algorithms of Outrage, a new metal band. I love that. I wonder, if someone's going to steal my name there. I should try to go get the .com for that real quick, huh? Good for you, Sarah. No need to be on Facebook, really. I kind of use it now to follow a few I kind of use it like I use Reddit. I follow a few groups of interest groups, like some like music gear things, some amplifiers. I should stop following a few things I followed in the past. I don't really use much anymore. But yeah, just following interest groups rather than people. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, you're not missing anything, Sarah. There's no need. If you've never been on Facebook, no need to go on there. Hey, Groovy Lisa. Graven, so you're still on that weird, for us, for me at least, that weird that you started a few months ago, having to wake up at 4 a.m. That sounds like total hell, and I'm amazed that you're even awake enough to be here with us right now. For you at 9:22 p.m. there in Florida, because I know you guys remember when all the street construction was happening here. I told you they ripped out our curbs and sidewalks and eventually the street and everything and redid it all. It took several months. They started every morning about 7:30. Yeah, our sleeping patterns were very different. We would be tired at 9 or 10, going to bed at 11, like that. We're just going to bed more like midnight or 1 now again. We're slowly drifting back into our kind of normal sleep wake patterns, but we're not quite there yet. But I know just a few nights ago, I think it was yesterday, we were tired at 11. Hey, let's go to bed. So cool for you, Graven. I'm not cool for you. What I'm trying to say, kudos to you, Graven, for being awake right now and having enough mental energy to be here with us. And we're all glad to see you, Graven. We haven't seen you for a few months, and we have noticed your absence, and we have missed your absence, Graven. So we are very happy. I think I could speak for most of our viewers here, most of our happy fam, that we are excited to see you are here, Graven. You're in bed and I'm sideways on a pillow. Awesome. That's so amazing. Parth, yeah, we're gonna have Kitchery too in about maybe an hour and a half or so. Yeah, I'm with you, Uncle. I don't know if I like Facebook, but I'm like you in that I do have it locked down tight. So yeah, there's things you can do to control your social media experience on these various platforms. So take advantage of them. Let's see. The night is young, Corvid. About what? No Bob this evening. I got a weird email from some guy with the name Bob today. I tried to respond back to him and it got bounced. Some weird Yahoo address. I don't know if that was Bob Hill or not, but they're saying dumb things. I replied to tell them to come to this live stream. I sent them the link, but it bounced, of course. They were complaining about my Robert Downey Jr. video, saying I did all these horrible things in this video and I was wrong and vegans are deficient, blah, blah, blah. So come tell me. I'm surprised no one's here to debunk veganism, especially with the title of tonight's live stream where I included convinced me to quit. I thought for sure some, anti-vegans would be, yeah, I'm going to go convince that guy to quit. Veganism sucks. Dan, yeah, do you have a problem with Corvid, Moon? Why are you asking that? Why are you curious about his or her age? All I see Corvid's talking about is no Bob this evening. Is that a bad thing to say? I think Corvid has the freedom to say something that's not hateful about, yeah, no Bob this evening. Just stating a fact, Robert, no debunking us? We'll see what happens. Oh, there's Bob. Speak of the devil. Corvid was just mentioning there was no Bob tonight. Bob, that wasn't you that sent me an email from our website. Was that you? Their name was Bob, but I was pretty sure it wasn't you, Bob, but who knows? The thing is, I tried to reply and it didn't work. It got bounced. The Bob, whoever that Bob was, I guess, gave me either gave me a fake email address or incorrectly entered his email address. Robert, I'm sorry, Peter saying, you know who made a video about Robert Downey Jr. celebrating the fact he's not vegan? Who? Bob has some concerning news. Oh God, is that why you're here, Bob? All right, I brace myself, man. Give us this concerning news, Bob. Can't imagine what this concerning news is. I assume about veganism that you know of, and I assume none of us know. So drop it on us, Bob. You think that's my favorite person on YouTube, Peter VD? No, she's far from my favorite person on YouTube. I think she's a low human, a low person, a very low person who exploits humans and animals for profit. There may be a channel mocking or ripping off our channel. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It wouldn't be the first time, Bob. So thanks for sharing that with us. And yeah, I guess I'll take a look at it to see what it is. Yeah, because you're not supposed to do that, I think, according to the YouTube terms of service. Hey, AJ. Thank you, AJ donated for the Algorithm of Outrage website. Algorithms. That's how I said. That's how I phrased it exactly. Like with social media, particularly sites like Facebook do. The Algorithms of Outrage website. I'll go get the .com right now. So thanks for that donation, AJ. Heidi, you're so sick of everyone smelling like marijuana on the train. It's funny how marijuana is getting like kind of abused. Like I'm kind of wondering if like the increase in car accident rates and the corresponding increase in car insurance rates might have something to do with like people driving stoned. Like they know it's like, yeah, like driving under the influence of alcohol. There's certain technology where your breathalyzer measure 0.06 or 0.08 wherever you're at, what the legal limit is. They don't have such technology yet for weed. So I wonder if people are like just driving super stoned when they probably shouldn't be. I'm just kind of curious because I was always responsible. I didn't drive when I was high or anything like that. But I've been learning that people aren't like me. People don't like value personal safety and the safety of others in the way that I do. I guess I'm a weirdo or something like that, So I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm vegan too, because I have the ability to think outside of myself. I know I'm not the main character in the universe, and there's other lives and peoples and sentient beings that matter as well. Uncle, yeah, for me, stone driving equals slow driving. The few times I've had to drive high, if I had to, I drove very cautiously. I wasn't like speeding or anything or driving recklessly. I think I was driving maybe a little on the cautious side because that's the kind of person I am. But I'm wondering if there's those people who don't value their own personal safety all that much, let alone the safety of others. Like, screw them. They don't care about themselves. I wonder if they're just speeding high. Maybe they think, wow, this is so cool. If you go really fast when you're high, this is like, whoa. I don't know. I'm just hypothesizing. I'm just kind of wondering if my my pro marijuana position might have some concerns. I might have some concerns now that I didn't envision back, like, say 10 years ago or something like that. So Robert says stone driving is safe for you, but maybe again you're like me and you value your personal safety and the safety of others. You just forget where you're at. Hey, now that we have GPS, especially on our phones, you can always know where you're at now. Oh, Turtle Plant, are you here to debunk veganism, Turtle Plant? I see you talking to Allison, so now I'd like you to direct your attention to me. I see you saying to Allison, do you think you don't harm animals? You never use electricity or plastic or iPhones or gasoline vehicles or EV vehicles? All that destroys ecosystems and kills animals. So is that what you're saying here, Turtle Plant? Are you saying that veganism is a way of living which contributes zero harm to any other creatures or sentient beings, and if we do, we're hypocrites, and therefore veganism debunked? Woo! Is that what you're saying? Is that your point, Turtle Plant? Did I understand you right? Let me know if I got the gist of what you're saying there, so I can respond. All right? So that's what you're saying. Veganism, in your mind, you're defining veganism And I'll show you a proper definition of veganism. But your definition of veganism is someone who is required to do zero harm to anything whatsoever, even if it's unintentional and accidental, even if a third party might do it. Like, say you're a vegan who eats turnips and the turnip truck runs over a rodent on the way to your turnip farm or delivery, whatever. Veganism's debunked, even though non-vegans are going to eat the turnips too. Is that your position? Is that the hill you want to die on there? So let me know. So let's see if our friend shows up. Well, Godfrey, if you have an argument for me, please give me one. But if you're just going to sit here, hunting is cool, that's not really much of an argument. So I'm going to put you in timeout now so you can come back and think of an argument, an example of why I should quit being vegan. Go hunting. That's not a reason to convince me to not be vegan. Do you understand that? You're just saying, go hunting. Nope. that doesn't do shit. So try another tactic. Okay, Turtle Plant. He or she is not debunking veganism. I'm not going to assume your gender. You're saying vegans who think someone living in a cave eating eggs does more damage to animals than you do. I don't think vegans really sit around and do mental thought experiments about people living in caves, which is really weird. Like, who lives in caves? Like, let's be serious here. Like, what percentage of humanity lives in a cave? I'm going to take a wild guess and say maybe 0.001%. So why would we think about 0.001% of the human population? So you're saying we think about people living in caves, which I never really do, to be honest with you, and they're also strangely eating eggs. Like, why in the hell would I think of such a weird thing for? Why would I compare my life to someone who lives in a cave and eats eggs and then make a value judgment? How I'm a better person than that sad asshole that lives in a cave and eats eggs. Like, who does that? You have a weird fantasy, or is that what you really think vegans do? Vegans sit around, a whole bunch of us sit around. Like, imagine people living in caves and eating eggs. We're better than them. Like, what? No, I don't understand what your point is. Yeah, maybe it's getting started, AJ, the troll train, huh? So turtles, okay, so here's your point. Your point is simply eating eggs or honey is benign to animals relative to your lifestyle that contributes horrible atrocities against animals. So you're saying my lifestyle contributes to horrible atrocities against animals, not your lifestyle, which actually enslaves animals from birth. They live in horrific conditions only to have their lives abruptly ended in a slaughterhouse. Those are atrocities against animals. Those are intentional killings of animals. The animal was intentionally bred into existence solely to have its life enslaved, its body and life exploited for the profit of man, humans, corporations typically. That is atrocities. And you're trying to compare intentional killing or intentional, what I just described there, I'm going to go through it one more time. You're trying to compare that to an accident, like a traffic accident. You know, is that what you're trying to say? You're trying to say intentional, 80 billion animals being bred into existence a year needlessly, because we don't need to eat them, we don't need to consume animal products, it's on par with a delivery truck running over a rodent? Is that what you're saying? Intentional killing is exactly the same morally as unintentional or accidental killing? Because if so, you can't leave the house either, because, you know, delivering food kills people. Yeah, it does run over animals sometimes, and sometimes food delivery trucks get into accidents and kill people. Sometimes people working on farms are killed in accidents. So you're going to say, therefore, hey, I'm not going to eat food because the food production systems kill animals accidentally and also kill humans accidentally. I mean, what's your point? Yeah, there's going to be accidental harm. There's no such thing as like a purely perfect food delivery system where no humans get accidentally harmed, no animals get accidentally harmed. But if you want to go down that road, I'll show you the numbers that compare how many animals are accidentally harmed in the production of, say, vegetables and fruits versus cows for milk, cows for eating, pigs. You want to see these numbers because way more animals are harmed to produce food from like you have the slaughtered animals and then all the animals that are accidentally harmed. There's actually fewer animals accidentally harmed in the production of plants. So if you are truly animal harm reductionist, which just sounds like you are a turtle plant, you're really concerned about the fewest amount of animals being harmed. To you, you hold that very near and dear. And that's not what veganism is. Let's take a quick look here. Veganism, oops, wrong one. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Nowhere in this definition, which goes back to the 1940s. I'm not just making this definition up. I'm not pulling it out of my ass or anything like that. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. So now that we know what veganism is, let's actually go take a look at how many animals are killed to produce 1 million calories in 8 food categories. And look at the top, those red parts of the graphs. The blood color red, those are the numbers of animals that are actually intentionally slaughtered. Red means slaughter. Good coding there, and as far as the graphs are concerned. The orange gold part, those are the numbers of animals that are killed accidentally. So if we look in the bottom there, grains, fruits, and vegetables, there's no slaughter. There's only accidentally killed animals. And you see those numbers are minuscule compared to the animals that are accidentally harmed in chicken, eggs, beef, pork, and there's 0 for slaughter. So if you are truly an animal harm reductionist, you want to see the fewest number of animals killed possible, you would have no choice other than to be vegan. But you're going to say, you're going to use the nirvana fallacy and say, well, it's not a perfect solution. There's still accidental harm. Well, yeah, there is no perfect solution. There's no way to produce and deliver food without killing some humans accidentally, without killing some animals accidentally. You're denying the validity of veganism because it's not a perfect solution. That's called the nirvana fallacy. Look it up. I didn't make it up. It's a well-known logical fallacy, and people use it quite often to debunk veganism. They say, hey, an animal got hurt, when your food got made. Well, yeah, you're right, but not as many animals were harmed in making my grains, fruits, and vegetables as your chicken, eggs, beef, and pork. Case closed. What are you reading about there, Ray? You're reading an article about some plant-based meat products are going to start incorporating animal fat to make it taste more like meat? What? I haven't heard anything about that. I hope you're wrong there, Ray. That sounds gross and backwards. Turtle plant. I challenge you to play a video on the damage to animals with plastic. Again, what the hell? What does that have to do with anything? Oh, God, wrong graph here. Veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Why? How are vegans responsible for plastic harming animals? Why wouldn't you be the people responsible for that turtle plant? Why? How does my eating grains and vegetables and fruits have anything to do with plastics harming animals? How am I somehow more responsible for that than you? Please explain that, because you're just throwing that on us, and you better have a good answer. You don't use plastic. Most vegans are using plastic daily. Well, good for you. I'm going to send you a little award, a little trophy you can hang up in your house for supposedly not using any plastic whatsoever. But you know what? You're not. I'm going to assume what you're saying there is true, that you use 0 plastic. I find that really hard to believe, but let's just go with that, okay? For the sake of argument, we'll assume what you're saying to be true. Well, you're just one person. Do you think that's normal? Do you think anywhere like close to like the majority of meat eaters are 0 plastic? Are you serious? No freaking way. No. So don't blame this on vegans just because you, one lone maverick, eco-conscious, non-plastic using meat eater, doesn't use plastic. Don't try to portray your kind, meat eaters, as being lower in plastic usage than vegans. That's an empirical claim. And show me, do you have some empirical data that shows me a comparison of plastic usage between meat eaters and vegans are using all this extra plastic? Please produce something like that. Again, it's an empirical claim. We don't need to debate this. It's just something if it were a true fact, there'd be some data about that out there. Okay, yeah, Peter. Okay, good point. Where do you get your meat from? Isn't meat? Yeah, when I go to the supermarket, 100% of the meat in the meat aisle there is wrapped in plastic. Just saying. But this guy is special. He gets his meat from a special place. He goes straight to some guy that shoots his animals in the backyard or whatever, and no plastic was used. Again, if you do that, whatever. That's not normal, meaning that's not what anything even close to resembling a majority of meat eaters do. Most meat eaters don't go to their friend's backyard and get non-plastic wrapped meat. So anyway, butcher paper wrapped. Well, I don't see that when I've kind of skittle quickly through the meat aisles here. I see plastic. There might be some paper wrap stuff, but I see plastic predominantly. And Fritz Bjorkovist. Yeah, me and Angie are like you. We have reusable metal straws. We have reusable utensils, wooden utensils that we take with us every time when we go to places like Disneyland. They're in our little Disneyland bag, as we call it. They're our wooden forks and stuff we use all the time, instead of using the plastic that Disneyland provides to all you meat eaters like you, Turtle Plant, and even vegans too. They put the plastic stuff out there that you despise so much, Turtle Plant, for everyone. Remember, when on a typical day at Disneyland, about 98% of the people there are not vegan. So if you want to blame plastic usage on anyone, you're going to have to blame it on your non-vegan ilk, because they're the vast majority of humans out there, just without even thinking. They don't even give a crap. They just use a plastic. They don't think twice about it. They eat a dead animal. They don't think twice about it, where it came from. So they're eating a dead animal that they never thought twice about. It's on their plate. They eat it with the fork made out of plastic. They don't think about it. Your average person, unfortunately, doesn't give a crap about any of that. And unfortunately. Anyway, okay, Godfrey is here. Okay, Godfrey has an argument. So we're going to put you up on the wall here for us to examine what you're saying, and we will see if it makes any sense here. Godfrey? Ooh, I think I copied too much. I might have to do some editing here. So give me 1 second to get our wall back up. You can acquaint yourself with the rules as I am doing this. All right, so 1 second here. Okay, so Godfrey has some pretty big claims here about Robert Downey Jr. Where is my text here? All right, here we go. My argument is that Bob Downey was deficient because the word of the day is bioavailable. The iron he consumed when plant-based was no doubt largely useless for his human digestive tract. So, first of all, Bob, nowhere in this article that I read on my video yesterday demonstrated that Robert Downey Jr. even had any sort of blood test, any lab work done to determine whether or not he was deficient in iron or anything. And furthermore, we have no idea if he did take one, what his labs would have been before going vegan. He could have, say he was low in some nutrient like iron when he was vegan, which we have no information, no confirmation that anything like any lab was ever performed. He could have been deficient before. That's why you need to have a before and after, 2 sets of lab results to compare. Just to say, oh, I went vegan for a month and I took a lab result and I was deficient in all this shit. You could have been deficient in all that shit before you went vegan. You see, you can't make any kind of knowledge-based claim about your deficiencies being the result of veganism. You can't say veganism caused deficiencies unless you have some direct proof that there is some cause and effect at play. So first of all, you have a huge assumption there about what Robert Downey's lab results were when no lab results were ever referred to. The reason why I'm dubious of him having lab results, as I've seen many people do this over the years, I see people say, I didn't need any stinking lab results. I didn't need any stinking blood tests. I knew I was deficient. Really? You can just sit there. At least people think they can just sit there and, I think I'm deficient in vitamin B6. I can just feel the B6 not flowing through me right now. Like, no, that's a bunch of bull larky. There's just no way. If you're deficient, you need to have that claim be supported by actual objective evidence rather than mental speculation. The irony consumed when plant-based was no doubt largely useless because for his use in the human digestive tract. Well, how come Robert Downey is so special? I put my blood tests, unlike Robert Downey, I've shared my blood tests since I started our channel in 2013. In fact, I went back and had a 2012 blood test when I was 2 years vegan. Up until last year, I think it was. My iron's fine. So how come Robert Downey is so deformed in his intestines or whatever that he can't process iron from plants when I have no problem? And as I showed in my video yesterday, I'm not some kind of freak of nature that has this extreme ability to extract iron from plants. It's quite normal for vegans to be able to do that because, as I showed, vegans are at no more risk of iron deficiency or anemia than non-vegans. So what you're saying here is completely wrong. In every way. Your first sentence has an assumption that he had a blood lab done, which we have no evidence of. And your second statement, your second sentence, is just you BSing here. Vegans are at no more risk of anemia. And that wasn't my opinion. My source was WebMD, which is not a pro-vegan propaganda source. It's just mainstream scientific consensus stuff. So anyway, thanks for playing, Godfrey. We saw that you have nothing here. You just have an opinion how humans can't get their iron from plants. How come I'm not dead? How come Robert Downey Jr. goes vegan for like 2 months or something? He becomes iron deficient. Me here, I'm old like him. We're both in our 50s, late 50s. And I have been vegan for 13 and a half freaking years, not 2 freaking months. And I have not been deficient in iron, not even close to deficient in iron. Can you explain that, Turtle Plant? Am I a freak of nature? Is Robert Downey's intestines so messed up from decades of drug abuse that he can't extract iron from plants? Please give me your speculations here, because you obviously have no objective information. So anyway. Was I too mean there, guys? Was I mean? I just get triggered personally when I see people just lie about veganism. Seriously, these are lies. This is complete lies. If his second sentence were true, why am I not deficient? Why am I not dead? But Robert Downey doesn't eat meat for 2 months and he's all of a sudden deficient. This is complete crap. This is a complete lie and misinformation. I get pissed off at misinformation. So where is Godfrey? Vegan causes mineral deficiencies because of anti-nutrients. Okay. All right. We are going to time you out right now so I can respond to your nonsense here. Okay. Where is it? Put user in timeout. So I can show you that you are just completely lying here. You're saying basically vegan diets are inherently nutritionally deficient. So let's see if that's a true fact. If that's a true fact about reality, that vegan diets are inherently nutritionally deficient, we should have some kind of scientific consensus about that. Either it's going to say, yeah, this is true, we've looked into it, and we see that vegan diets are inherently nutritionally deficient, or no, that's just what guys say to each other on the internet when they spread misinformation amongst each other from one shirtless meat-eating influencer to another. So let me, instead of engaging in speculation as I just described there, let's actually look at some evidence-based information. Let's not look at the opinion of me. I'm just one lone person in the world here. I'm not even a nutrition expert. I'm a philosopher by training and a music producer. So why would you want to listen to me? I'm a stupid effing idiot when it comes to nutrition. You shouldn't take nutrition advice from a music producer, okay? You shouldn't take you shouldn't take nutrition advice from people that aren't medical professionals. But Dietitians of Canada, British National Health Service, British Nutrition Foundation, the Dietitians Association of Australia, the Mayo Clinic, Heart and Stroke Foundation, and I can continue on. This is just a small subset of organizations of health professionals, not some like individual rogue shirtless doctors on YouTube who have been fired and stuff like that. These are organizations of health professionals, non-vegan affiliated organizations, and they've actually looked into the scientific literature and have determined that, well, planned vegan diets are nutritionally adequate. Yet we have people who don't understand what scientific consensus is. Instead, they saw Paul Saladino say vegans are eating all these anti-nutrients and are dying. And if that were true, why would these health organizations, after having reviewed the literature, and if they saw, oh yeah, if you're vegan though, you're going to get all these anti-nutrients and become deficient and die, why would they make these recommendations? Please give me your speculation why I should listen to you and Paul Saladino, you, and I'm talking about Godfrey. Why should I listen to Godfrey and Paul Saladino and ignore, say, organizations of health professionals who have the expertise to assess the scientific literature and form a scientific opinion and see that there's a consensus amongst these organizations? Please tell me why I should listen to Godfrey. If you want to come back, Godfrey, you have a couple more minutes. I timed you out for 5 minutes, so I was probably bitching at you for the last 3.5, so just be patient. Come back in another minute or two. Fu Manpu says, Saladino, the feces eater, or Saladin. I don't know who Saladin is, but we're talking about a shirtless meat-eating troll. Who I call him a troll because I'm sure he's a nice person. So if you're watching Saladino, I'm not telling you, I'm just talking about how you ignore evidence-based information and just give us your opinion. Again, why should we listen to one lone psychiatrist? You're not even like a gastroenterologist or a epidemiologist, a psychiatrist. Why should we listen to one psychiatrist turned shirtless meat-eating influencer and ignore all these opinions of health organizations from around the world who actually have the expertise to understand what and know what the hell they're talking about? So anyway, yeah, I'm with you, sir. I'm not a nutrition expert like you, yeah, but I do have a bit of experience too because I've been doing this for 13 years and I know bullshit from fact. I know troll content from actual evidence-based information, and this is just troll content here. Peter says so succinctly, Paul Saladino is an idiot. He used to be a raw vegan. 2 facts about Saladino that I think are both true. Hey, Nikki, better late than never, as they say. You're only a couple minutes late. Oh, 53 minutes late. No big deal. And I thought I saw Bill here, right? The Lakers game will be on in about, says, typically 7's the start time, but tip-off will probably be 7:07. So stay as long as you can, Bill, if you're still here. Is that the guy who did garlic enemas, or was that another one? Travis, I don't know. Grifter people like that do they're trendy. They hop from one weird non-evidence-based thing to another non-evidence-based thing. So I don't know. Does anyone know what Travis is saying there is referring to Saladino? It could refer to any number of shirtless troll fitness influencers that are not evidence-based. You're lurking, Bill? Awesome. Well, lurk as long as you want. Like I said, you probably have at least another 6 plus 7, 13 odd minutes. Let's see, Peter's giving us some background here about Saladino. He was convinced absolutely that a raw vegan diet was perfect. See, right there, red flags. He thinks it's perfect. And then he was absolutely convinced that all meat was perfect. That's funny how you're convinced one thing's perfect and all of a sudden something totally different is perfect. It makes you really question their credibility if they can just switchly, oh, this was perfect, oh, I was wrong, now this is perfect. It's like, I thought it was perfect. If something's perfect, how can you be convinced later that something that was perfect is not perfect? You know what I'm saying? If you're convinced something is perfect, it better damn well be perfect. Garlic enemas, Fritz. Yeah, what a waste of garlic, huh? Game is at 7:30 tonight. Oh, that's good, Bill. That gives LeBron and them an extra 30 minutes of rest time. I don't even know, are they playing tonight? I didn't see anything in the news about them sitting because they played last night into an unfortunate last-minute loss to the Denver Nuggets, the team that's pretty much swept them out of the playoffs last season. It's a good game until the last minute, basically, last minute and a half. Oh, Sarah, the Niners, huh? I always kind of like wonder every year, every January, February, how far into the year will I get before I know who's playing in the Super Bowl? Because I don't watch football at all. I don't hang out with football friends. I don't talk football with anyone. So eventually I see people on social media or something say stuff. So I know the 49ers are in it, right? And Taylor Swift's boyfriend's team, whatever team that is, I've heard about how all the conservatives are going crazy saying it's a psyop. The Super Bowl is a psyop that the NFL is behind. They're making Taylor Swift's boyfriend's team win the Super Bowl so she can go out onto the field with her husband after his team wins. I don't know why she would go out there. Is she performing at halftime? So she's gonna go out after the game when it's all done and endorse Biden or something like that. This is some intentional plan that the NFL has all brought. It's gonna happen. Some kind of. So you might as well gamble and bet all your money on the boyfriend's team winning. The Steelers. That's what Timmy's on. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Is that it? Okay, anti-nutrients. Let me go to find something for Godfrey. He's going to come back and harp on these anti-nutrients. If I can't type because I'm vegan, nutrients. Harvard I can't type. All right, so let's just quickly show instead of, again, listening to idiots like Saladino, I call him an idiot respectfully. I think he's probably a nice human if he's your friend or dad or something like that, but an idiot when it comes to evidence-based information. So again, would you listen to a shirtless psychiatrist or say maybe Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health? If you want to believe a shirtless psychiatrist, go for it, Godfrey. If that's your thing, more power to you. I'm going to stick with, again, scientific consensus, Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. And let's see how horrible, people think vegans eat like in a weird way. Let's talk about now they mentioned lectins and legumes and beans. Okay, so yeah, people think, oh man, if you eat lectins, you're going to get all these horrible anti-nutrients that can interfere with the absorption of calcium, iron, phosphorus, and zinc, and that's why Robert Downey Jr. was deficient or something like that. But let's see. Let's look here. Many anti-nutrients like phytates, lectins, and glucose, I can't even pronounce that. I'm a music producer. Can be removed or deactivated by soaking, sprouting, or boiling food before eating. Let's talk about legumes here, Godfrey. Who in the right mind eats a freaking hard legume, like a hard bean? You boil them, you soak them, you cook them. See, I'm saying these points might be true if vegans and people ate uncooked or unsprouted or unsoaked, whatever. You can't do it. You have to cook your legumes. I'm just showing you that what you're saying there are half truths. Yeah, if you were to eat if you're somehow magically physically able to eat an uncooked legume, you might have a point about these anti-nutrients. But as I just showed here from an evidence-based website from Harvard School of Public Health, that if you boil your legumes as any rational person would do, or you'd have a company do it before you and you buy them in a can, the anti-nutrients are not an issue anymore. So what is your point here? Well, how come I have to answer this dumb question all the time about anti-nutrients and plants? Yeah, it's true. If you eat a freaking hard bean, and who eats a freaking hard bean? And you guys, let me know, all my vegans here in the comments, let me know if you eat freaking hard beans. Let me know if that's your thing. You like to munch a freaking uncooked hard bean. That's just like what you do. Just curious. So yeah, move the lion. Yeah, I cook my lentils and quinoa. Duh, Turtle, please don't keep posting about plastic. I told you, there's more there's more non-vegans who are responsible for plastic usage and all the environmental destruction that comes from plastic than vegans. Think about it. 98% of Americans are not vegan. When you go to Disneyland, all those forks and all there, they're going to 98% of them are going to your kind. So please don't blame this as a vegan problem. Why? Why are you pinning this on vegans for? It's your people. If you want to talk about who's responsible for most of these animals being harmed by plastic, it's not us. It's not us, our little 2% here. It's your 98%. How do you call yourself vegan? Well, first of all, I'm glad, thanks you for timing him out here. First of all, I'm not using a plastic bottle here. This is some freaking metal here from Coldest. Not sponsored, even though they did give me some code, or maybe they paid me $100 once. I don't know. It was like 4 years ago. Anyway, it's not a plastic bottle here. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. How can I call myself vegan if I use a plastic bottle? Well, let's look once again at the definition of veganism. Because again, he's using a definition that no actual vegan on planet Earth uses. It's a stance against animal cruelty. Ooh, my headphone fell down. Let me fix that. Veganism debunked. My headphones are falling. And my window here is a little bigger than I would want it to be. Let me resize this a second, guys. One sec. There we go. Yeah, veganism. It doesn't say here. Veganism is a way of living which seeks to cause absolutely zero harm on any animals. Well, all you meat eaters, you can go on and harm all the animals with not only slaughter, but plastic poisoning and all that stuff. You guys can do that, but we are going to do none of that crap. No, it doesn't say it. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. That's what it is. So how are we not being vegans? Veganism doesn't require us. You have this idea of veganism you're confusing it with something else, like zero harmitarianism, zero harmism, or something like that. That's not what veganism. Again, it's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. You're the one who's imposing the zero harmism on us. And again, why should you have that right to do that? You don't get to invent the definition of veganism. This definition goes back, as I'll show you here, back to, if we look at the history here, it goes back to the 1940s. So you don't get to come here in 2024 and make your own personal custom definition of veganism that is not what veganism's about. Let me ask you this, why do non-vegans feel it's their God-given right to define veganism in their own bizarre, nonsensical ways that no vegan has ever defined veganism? People think veganism means something crazy, like no harm whatsoever. That's not it. It's simply, how hard is this to grasp? Kids can grasp it. It means you're against animal cruelty and exploitation. Doesn't mean that there's no harm outside of that. Yeah, there can be some accidents. Humans can get killed in the production of foods. Should we ban food because humans get harmed? It's just an unfortunate fact about our imperfect world that we live in. And vegans are not the ones to bear the burden of that. We're not responsible for accidents. That's a good question. That's a band, in case you're not sure. Godfrey, are you into butthole surfers, Fu Man Poo Wonders? God, what was the name of the star of the band? Gibby or something like that? Is that it? Anyway, Peter said someone told you that you weren't vegan because you decorated your birthday with balloons. Oh, the plastic thing, right? So non-vegans can use balloons and have animals slaughtered for them on a daily basis. Vegans who are not having animals slaughtered for them, we can't use balloons though. But they can do all the harm and destruction and killing they want, but we can't use a balloon. Yeah, it makes no sense. Hey Jesse, yes, it's not a diet. Sorry for yelling, but I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm loaded with anti-nutrients, but not from animals. Yeah, let's look at Hitchens' razor too, Fritz, because we've seen people assert evidence that have no support. Oops, so let's look at Hitchens' razor here. Yeah. Okay. That extraordinary claims require extraordinary asserting evidence, and more importantly here for Hitchens Razor, that what can be asserted without evidence can also be dismissed without evidence. So if people are going to come here and assert things and have no evidence to support these wild assertions, I don't need to provide any evidence. It's not my responsibility to provide evidence to debunk what you said, because you never gave me any evidence in the first place. You just can come and say anything you want without evidence. Hey, you were born on planet Z-Box 7 billion years ago. How can I debunk that? You gave me no evidence. You know what I'm saying? You need to have some evidence for your claims. So anyway, let's get back. Was I not showing Hitchens Razor? There it is. That what can be asserted without evidence can also be dismissed without evidence. Remember that, guys. Anytime someone tries to cram something at you, some belief, some idea, some concept, and they have no evidence for it, you're not required to provide any evidence to dismiss it. You can say, I'm just going to dismiss it without evidence because you brought zero evidence. I need zero evidence to dismiss it because you have no support for your assertions. Godfrey, just answer the question. What is the question? Yeah, we're asking, what is the question? I proved it already. I've seen the studies. Water-soluble vitamins are destroyed by heat. Again, how come I'm not dead or deficient? Godfrey, have you seen my blood test videos? I showed you the health organizations from around the world who have reviewed the scientific literature. They're nutritionists, they're epidemiologists. They've concluded vegan diets are not nutritionally deficient. I've shown you my blood test. I'm not deficient. So what more do you need? You just keep throwing crap at us, but you don't have anything other than these one-liners. Oh, I seen a study that said that water-soluble vitamins are destroyed by heat. Like, okay, and therefore veganism debunked? Like, I don't understand where you're getting at. Yeah, Robert here. Godfrey, he's telling you, Godfrey, 6 years vegan, no deficiencies. Me, 13 years vegan, no deficiencies. And let's go to our website here and let's see if I could find my blood test. Videos. Okay, so Godfrey, here are my blood test videos. Are you looking here? I'm going to put a link to my channel and show you all my vegan blood tests here, all my videos regarding blood tests, and you can explain to me how I can not be deficient in dying, because according to what you're saying, Godfrey, that all these anti-nutrients and all this crap you're saying about veganism makes it impossible or hard to absorb these nutrients. How come I just put it down there? How come all these blood, it's not like I had like one good blood test and I got lucky and I threw the rest out. I've been showing you a consistent history of non-deficient blood tests going back to my second year as a vegan from a 2012 blood test all up until 8 months ago, I think is the most recent one. So please explain that, how I'm not dead yet, how I'm not deficient, despite your assertion without any evidence that vegans are not absorbing their nutrients. Please explain this apparent contradiction, Godfrey. Please explain it to me. Uncle, you can cook your food at low temperature if you wish and still be a vegan. Like, non-vegans cook their food too, and if you want to, you can really be a raw vegan if you're worried about that weird issue. So we'll see what Godfrey says. Yeah, according to, Godfrey, Love Dog, he's saying go to a hospital. There aren't like a bunch of vegans there dying of nutritional deficiencies. And in fact, I should be dying of them, right? I've been vegan for 13 and a half years. I'm 56 years old. If things are going to go wrong, they should be happening now. Instead, my doctors, when they see my blood tests, are going, you're doing awesome, right? You're on no medications, your labs look great, you're healthy, you're fit, like whatever you're doing is working, because most people that are my age, they don't give that clean bill of health to. They're on multiple medications. Their body mass index classifies them as overweight or obese. I'm telling you, your average guy my age, multiple medications, overweight or obese. So again, Godfrey, what am I doing wrong here? I'm not deficient. I'm not on meds. I'm not overweight or obese. But you're saying I'm still doing it wrong somehow. I'm deficient. So let's see what he's going to gaslight us with next. And Heidi has a good point. Yeah, not everyone's body is equally as adept at absorbing nutrients. People have issues with different nutrients. So, but that's not a vegan thing. That you could be a non-vegan and have nutrient absorption issues. Oh, okay. Peter's saying Italy has banned the sale of lab-grown meat. Wow, sounds like a meat industry thing. Okay, so here's a Godfrey's doing. He's gaslighting my blood work. But imagine if I had poor blood work, Godfrey would say, yeah, there you go. There's definitive proof that veganism has failed you because you have horrible blood work. But since I have great, excellent blood work, he says, regular blood work is not all that reliable. You have to pay for the premium test to actually know. Well, I have paid for extra tests. I get extra things measured that are not part of your normal blood panel. When your average person here in the United States goes to your your doctor and asks for a blood panel, I ask for and sometimes pay for extra things because I want to know about them, like say testosterone, vitamins B12 and D, stuff like that. Even iron isn't always automatically included on the blood labs, and I ask for them as well. So I do pay and get extra tests done, but he's saying they're not reliable. It's funny how blood work is not reliable, but yet medical professionals from around the world daily rely upon blood work to make their judgments as far as how their patients are doing. But Godfrey says, no, don't trust blood work's not enough. You need to get more done. Well, I do get more done. See, there's no way to please anti-vegans. They're always going to gaslight, keep moving the goalpost away. Like I said, I'm sure if I had horrible blood work or not great blood work, Godfrey would be all about that. Aha, veganism debunked, your blood work sucks. But since my blood work is good, let's move the goalpost back even further. There's no way, there's nothing. Really, I'm saying, what would constitute evidence for a person like, what's his name again, Godfrey? What evidence would be sufficient for you to be convinced? And the answer, there's nothing. There's nothing I could say, nothing I could provide, because his mind is already made up. Scientific consensus, like I showed earlier, my blood work's not going to convince him at all. Let's see where I want to go next. Not the definition. I want to go back to Twitter. Positions of health organizations that understand the scientific literature and make positions about vegan diets, no, that doesn't convince them. Nothing. There's absolutely nothing you can say to a person like Godfrey. There's nothing. Nothing. You could have a stone tablet made from gold handed to you from God saying all this stuff, and nothing's going to change their mind. I bet the extras are censored for YouTube. The extras? What? What are you talking about? Either that or, no offense, you're a cheater like most social media. So you're saying my blood labs are so excellent that the only way my blood labs could be excellent is that I'm intentionally lying. It's impossible for a 50-something-year-old vegan to be non-deficient. So the only way to produce healthy blood labs is that I'm cheating. I'm somehow going into my PDFs that I get from my blood work people, and I change them. That's what you're accusing me of. Again, let's look at, I don't have to respond to that, because let's go to this again. Hitchens Razor. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and that what can be asserted without evidence. Like Ryan has been lying ever since he started his YouTube channel about his blood test. That which can be asserted without evidence can also be dismissed without evidence. I don't have to respond to that. You have no evidence to even implicate me with false blood work, other than your disbelief and closed-mindedness that a vegan can actually have good blood work. You're just totally cut off from being open to that possibility that you're accusing me of something that you have zero evidence for. So I'm not even going to respond. I have no duty to, because Hitchens Razor is calling out your bullshit. Yeah, uncle, there's nothing more impenetrable than a made-up mind. 100%. Oh, he's not accusing me of doctoring my blood work. Oh, I'm sorry. He's accusing me of eating meat on the side. So what you're saying, Godfrey, is that my blood work is so impressive, and you believe it. You don't think I cheated on the blood work or anything like that. My physical state is in such a good condition that the only thing that could make that true is that I'm lying about being vegan, that I eat meat and don't tell people about that. Again, I don't have to respond to that. You have no evidence other than you don't believe me. I don't consume animal products. I mean, why would I lie about it? Again, I don't need to lie about it because, first of all, I'm not a liar, for starters. Secondly, let's go back to, it's just known fact. My example, my personal anecdotal example is merely a reflection of what the scientific consensus says here is true. I'm just an example of what they said happens. If you eat a sensible, balanced vegan diet, you will get the nutrients you need. And lo and behold, what they're saying is true in my case, because that's what the scientific literature is showing. So there's no need to lie about anything. That's what's supposed to happen. I mean, you're the one that's going on this far-fetched fantasy of me eating meat and lying about it, just eating meat so I can get those great blood tests and then share it with the world. I'm vegan, I have these great blood tests, but I'm actually secretly eating meat. This is ridiculous. That just shows you how wrong you are. Your mind is so made up that veganism can't be healthy. You can't allow that it's even possible, and the only way that is possible is if we're not vegan, we're eating meat. So again, there's nothing we can say to you about that. Your mind is already made up there. We need a body language expert to examine this part. Yeah, go for it. Pay for a body language expert and get his or her interpretation of my body language. My body language is, I'm incredulous right now. I just can't believe someone's sitting here asserting that I can't possibly be as healthy as I am unless I were eating meat secretly. You know, it's ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. Again, it would be ridiculous if that were supposed to be hard or if not impossible to do. But as I showed, it's not hard or impossible to do. It's actually what's supposed to happen. I'm not doing anything weird. I'm just doing what's supposed to happen. So anyway. Yeah, good point, Hutchie. Godfrey, why don't you try going whole food plant-based for 90 days and see how you feel? See if those anti-nutrients kill you like they did Robert Downey Jr. Good night, Foo. If you're leaving us, feel better. Well, I'm alive, but dead, tired. Better get some rest. God bless you all. We'll miss you, Foo. Mushroom gravy. Seems like a crappy thing to time out someone respectfully conversing with you. I sat here watching and I'm disappointed. I timed out one person one time for 5 minutes, mushroom gravy, and I explained why. I wanted to make sure I had an uninterrupted 5 minutes to produce on screen for everyone to see the information that I wanted to produce. I didn't want him or her to add any other kind of side tangent, bring up some new unrelated example. I wanted to address the question that the person respectfully asked me, mushroom gravy, and I wanted to make sure I could do it in an uninterrupted way. And I made that really clear. I said, I'm timing you out, not to punish you, but I wanted to make sure. No, I didn't say rules are broken. I said I'm timing you out not because you're a jerk or you're in trouble or that you broke a rule, simply so I can respond without any interruptions. And I got it out in about 3.5 or 4 minutes. I said, yeah, you'll probably be back in a minute and please continue. How does that make me a horrible person and disappointing you that I clearly explained why I timed someone out so I could leave an uninterrupted response to their question? You're even lucky I'm even taking people's questions here. I don't have to do this. I'm a music producer by profession here. I'm taking time out of my day to answer people's questions. And I've learned I like to do it in an uninterrupted way. People will often ask tangential, unrelated questions to obfuscate matters even more. And I don't want that. I want to stick to the question and answer it. Jeez. You can't even answer questions without getting in trouble here. Space Phoenix. Yeah, there's vegan sushi, for sure. It's a known thing. Google vegan sushi. It's not weird or anything like that. Mushroom Gravy, thank you. I usually just watch, I rarely chat. Totally fine. And thanks for asking the question. I've got to explain why I sometimes time people out and I let them know why so I can respond to their question. Yeah, it's not always a punishment. My rules here are about getting banned. Oops, let me go to the poop wall here. Let me show you the rules that you're talking about. The rules here are about getting banned, not about being timed out. These are rules. If you break these rules, we ban you. Me or one of my great moderators like Uncle or Peter will just block you for violating these rules. But yeah, we will time people out sometimes. If they're just kind of minorly breaking these rules, we just give them a little leeway. Or if I want to give it, like I said, an uninterrupted response to a question. But yeah, these are the rules that'll get you banned here. Break these rules, you're out of here. Peter, Ryan, were your vegan ribs that very realistic? When did I have vegan ribs, Peter? Looking and had fake bones? I don't even remember. Where did you see that? Is that something Angie posted on our Instagram? I don't even remember having vegan ribs. Was it a long time ago or recently? I can't answer your question because I probably only had it that one time, so I really don't remember I don't remember it. Mushroom Gravy, you're a production assistant on a film with Robert Downey Jr. He's a nice man. Yeah, I never said anything about Robert Downey Jr. being an unkind human, a bad person, or anything like that. I respect him for being one of the greatest actors of my generation. I'm not sure. I think he's a couple years older than me. I'm not sure if he's a Gen X. Yeah, he might technically be a young boomer. I'm not sure. But anyway, for argument's sake, I just call him one of the best actors of my generation. I respect him, and I actually think it seems like a decent human being. What I responded to in my video was not any of those things. I don't do personal attacks here. I responded to what he said about veganism or plant-based diets and showed that what he said is wrong. It just factually, evidentially based wrong. It wasn't speaking things that were true. And that's it. So I think I have every right to respond to that, right? And and when I respond to someone, responding to their factually incorrect information, again, it doesn't mean I hate them or I think they're a bad person. I'm just correcting what they said with actual evidence-based information rather than my opinion or something like that. What's that, Bill? You should be watching the Lakers. Oh, you still have 8 more minutes. Probably 8 plus another 7 minutes. You time yourself out for arguing with yourself, but then you let yourself out and argue more. Peter, what are these vegan ribs that you're talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Is it something that we posted a long time ago? Because I don't remember having any vegan ribs anytime recently. Uncle, I definitely would not let Robert Downey Jr. do heart surgery on me, but that being said, doesn't mean I think he's a bad person or an unkind person. I'm sure he seems like a cool dude as far as Hollywood actors go. I know a lot of them are complete douchebags, but he seems like a decent guy. I didn't make that video to hate on Robert Downey Jr. I should have made that clear. I'm kind of a Robert Downey Jr. fan more than I am a hater. I don't really like the Avengers stuff. I just don't like comic book thingies like that. It's not my thing. I'm talking about movies I saw like prior to his Avengers stuff that I'm judging my opinion of his artistic work on. That's a good Mushroom Gravy. Again, I have nothing bad to say about Robert Downey Jr. as a human being or a person. I just have some comments. I had comments to make about what he said about veganism. Can you understand that distinction there? Yeah, a lot of us, Bob, are not really interested in lab-grown meat. Personally, would we want like non-vegans to eat it? Yeah, for sure, 100%. Yeah, but it's not for us. I don't care to eat meat. Even if it didn't come from a dead animal or anything like that. I don't like meat. It's gross. When I see meat, I feel a response that makes me want to vomit. You know, I don't look at meat and go, "Oh, that's so good." I tell you, it's like when I see meat, I have the same reaction as when I see poop. You know, say I'm jogging outside and I see some poop on the ground, I go, I would like to put some of that in my belly. No, never. And when I see some meat, say I'm running past a restaurant or a bar, I see people with dead animals on their plate, I don't go, I won't put some of that in my belly. No, for me, the sight and reaction I have to meat and shit are exactly the same thing. They're gross, and those are things I don't want to put into my body. If you have a different reaction to those things, totally cool. I'm just telling you how I personally react. It's not about you if you have a different reaction, Bob, or something. I'm just telling you how I personally react. And you have to respect that. Hey, Peter. Oh, you were asking if I would eat vegan ribs that were very realistic looking and had fake bones in them because they have them. I don't know, Peter. I'd have to have a look. I mean, knowing that they have no animal cruelty and exploitation involved in making them, I would have no ethical issues eating them. But if I actually see them and they looked a little too real, perhaps I might have some psychological issues eating them, perhaps. But ethically, they're fine. Yeah, but Sarah, plenty of great things to eat as a vegan. So if I never eat a vegan rib, I'm sure I'll be fine, right? I've gotten through 13 and a half years of veganism, and, you know, a few more of that as a vegetarian to combine, you know, never had a rib before, so I think I'll be okay. Jesse, poop, right? No one says that, you know, unless you're a complete freak or something. I mean, no one looks at, poop, you know, no one does that. And that's how I feel when I see meat. Meat, nope. It's like, it's just like poop. Two things I don't consider putting in my body, and they're gross. And they smell bad. Mushroom Gravy, you're being extremely judgmental here. Anyone who drinks or gets high daily is a loser. Like, why are you telling us this? This is not about share your judgmental opinions about others. Live stream, you know, share these opinions with Ryan. You might want to just keep those to yourself, please. I mean, I don't do those things personally. I don't drink or get high daily. I get high sometimes, and I drink once in a while. It's more on special occasions, like on birthdays and things like that. But that being said, if I were to learn that someone I know does those on a daily basis, I wouldn't think they're a loser, let alone call them a loser in public like you're doing here. Do you see what you're doing, Mushroom Gravy? Is not cool, and you're kind of being a jerk about it. So please don't do that. Allison, some dogs will have to disagree about the poop. Yeah, I'm just saying human, me, and, you know, if your dog likes poop, you know, great, awesome. You know, if your dog sees poop, can't wait to get some of that poop in my belly. You know, that's cool. That's a dog. You know, it's totally cool. G-Girl, what does a typical day of eating look like for me? Every day is weird. I mean, not weird. Every day is a little different. Like today, I didn't really eat much in the morning. I went to the gym. I got back in the afternoon because I stayed so long, and I made a big smoothie when I got back, like 5 bananas, a bunch of frozen berries and stuff like that, frozen fruit, put in some flax seeds for some omega-3 acids. So that was it. And for dinner, I made a khichdi, which is an Indian dish of mung beans, rice, carrots, cucumbers, in our case, and cauliflower and cabbage, all mixed together with some curry sauce. I made that right before the live stream, so I'm going to have it when the live stream is over. That's going to be my dinner. But I had a little quick snack. I made a few peanut butter jelly sandwiches right before the live stream using a peanut butter powder. It has most of the saturated fat removed out, so it's a little healthier for people who want to make sure their LDL cholesterol stays manageable. So I had that. I don't consider that the greatest meal in the world, but it was some good bread, like an Ezekiel bread, a healthy bread. But yeah, that's going to be my day of eating, basically. Every day is a little different. I'm sure tomorrow will be totally different than this. But there's a lot of variety. It's not the most exciting day, but the khichdi is pretty exciting. It's a common dish that people eat in India. You're not going to find it in too many Indian restaurants, but from what I understand, it's a very common dish that people eat in their homes in India. Peter wants to know, do I think I could eat for nothing but $1 a day? No, I think that'd be really, really difficult to do, Peter. I mean, even if we're just talking like rice, $1 of rice, that might not be enough to keep me fed for a day. Not a good look, super judgmental. Yeah, Hutchie raises a good point. If a person that lives in a free country, as most of us do here on this live stream, if a person in a free country wants to drink and or get high daily and you can afford it, how does that make that person a loser? Again, it's their choice. How come I like to talk about how I'm about freedom. I know Bob and I have different ideas of what freedom means, but I'm just about freedom. If someone wants to get drunk and high daily and they can do it, they're not harming anyone, they're not like destroying their family or something like that, then why call them a loser? Maybe they're really successful. Maybe they're like a hedge fund manager or something like that. They get drunk and high daily still and they're making billions of dollars. Not to say that makes someone a good person. I'm just saying you could be really type A person, make a lot of money, not be a loser. I think that's what people mean when they say a loser. They're just stoned, they sit around, they don't do anything. No, you can be totally type A, go get 'em personality and do substances and do fine in life. So I think it's kind of judgmental. I'm saying we should live to a higher standard and set a good example for society. Yeah, if you want to do that, cool, and I do that too. I don't get drunk or high every day, but if someone has a YouTube channel and part of their deal is they get drunk and high every day, cool. Watch that content if you like it. But if you don't enjoy that kind of content, mushroom gravy, you think that kind of lifestyle is despicable or immoral, don't watch it. That's the beauty of freedom here. You have the freedom to pick what kind of content you want to be absorbing, what kind of content creators you want to expose yourself to. It sounds kind of naughty. You know what I'm saying? Have their content be pushed at you or subscribe to them and stuff like that. So yeah, if you don't like people that put out drunken high videos, don't watch them. But don't ban them for people who appreciate that kind of content. That's what freedom's all about, As long as they're not harming their family and killing people, let them put out drunken high content. No problem with that. Yeah, Sarah raises a good point. Smoothies don't have to be all fruit. Ever hear about putting kale in your smoothies? As I said, I put ground flaxseed to get omega-3 fatty acids into my smoothies. There's a million gazillion ways one can make a smoothie. Not all smoothies are fruit smoothies. Fruit smoothies are a category, a kind of smoothie, but smoothies encompass all various kinds of drinks that are blended together in your blender. Yeah, AJ, get a Vitamix. It's life-changing. You bought a refurbished one for $1.99 and use it daily. Yeah, we have too. We have a Vitamix for Angie's use as a chef of sorts, And we have like a cheap Oster blender that we probably got at Target or Amazon for my daily use. Because if you're going to make smoothies pretty much near daily like I do, it really thrashes the blender up. It gets it dirty and kind of smelly. And so I try to keep it clean. I put it in the dishwasher pretty much daily, but still it kind of thrashes the blender up as far as its cleanliness goes. And I don't want to subject Angie to that with her great recipes. So yeah, just get yourself, if you're just gonna make smoothies, a cheap Oster blender for like $80 or whatever, $50, probably get it done. It's not that hard to grind fruit and kale and stuff like that. Let's see, Sarah, your bestie has a Blackmagic video camera, 6K. I'm using it right now. This is my main camera, a Blackmagic video camera. I have the 4K camera because the 4K camera works with, not to get too nerdy and technical here, with a certain lens style, like the size, like the kind of lenses you could put on. Like with 6K, you can put on those big Sony and Canon lenses, and the 4K camera uses what's known as micro four thirds, a standard that was promoted by Panasonic/Lumix. And since I was using Panasonic video cameras before I got this, I wanted to make sure I could still use my collection, my small collection of lenses with the new camera. Because when you get a camera like a Blackmagic, you don't get a lens with it. You got to get your own. So yeah, I have the Panasonic 4K. Yeah, I love it. I love this thing. This thing's so much better than any other video camera I've had. Yeah, it's a good idea, Bill. 2 blenders. One for sweet stuff, one for savory stuff. It's cool when a vegan is streaming. It's cool when a vegan is not streaming too, but I'll take that. Yeah, Vitamix sort of has a self-washing feature, right? I mean, it's not a setting, right? Just remember, you fill it up halfway. Am I right, AJ? Put like fill it up halfway with water, put a little detergent or whatever soap thing in there, and run it for a bit on high, right? That's how we're supposed to clean the Vitamix. Yeah, that's probably what I have, something like that, Uncle. Oh, not an. I think I have an Oster brand. You have an Osterizer, and mine definitely doesn't have a glass. It has a glass container, but I'm kind of it's not a glass top exactly. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, Winston, yeah, using drugs is a personal choice. Yeah, why should people not be allowed to take drugs on a daily basis, like get high and drink, just because Mushroom Gravy doesn't like that. That's what, living in a free country is about, just because someone is not cool or excited about people who drink or get high on a daily basis, that should have no bearing if people who want to get drunk and get high on a daily basis should have the freedom to do that. Just because someone doesn't like it, tough crap, right? Not saying it's a good thing to get drunk and high daily. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying if they want to do that, it's their right. It's America, right? We're a free country, I thought. So you should be able to get drunk and high every day if you really, really want to. And I'm definitely not recommending that by any stretch. So if anyone's going to take my video out of context, Ryan's recommending get drunk and high on a daily basis. No, I'm just saying you have the right to do that. But should you do that? No, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something. I've said this a million times. Just because you can take a crap on someone's head doesn't mean you should do that, but you can. The geometry works, and if you have a consenting partner, you can do it, right? But it doesn't mean you should do that. I'm just saying. Anyway. Dan Barry, you can't be talking shit about vegan diets here. Is someone talking shit about vegan diets here? If I missed it, let me know if someone's talking shit about vegan diets. Turtle Plant, you posted something twice. Turtle Plant, let me show you the rules here. I know I've been talking to you for quite a while here. Let's go to the rules here. Livestream rules. You've been pretty civil. You haven't been spamming or trolling, but here, number 3, Plant Turtle. When trying to debunk veganism, I will only discuss one of your claims at a time. Don't bring up new claims. I'm just saying, just one at a time. We're just going to do one claim per week. So if you want to try to debunk veganism again or whatever, even if you're not debunking veganism, just you're trying to argue against veganism in some way, shape, or form, come back next week. The reason why I do that is because, respectfully, I don't want to have any person monopolize our time here. This is our time, Mr. Hand. It's our time. It's shared time, and one person shouldn't have the right to just suck it all out and hog it selfishly for themselves. So you're more than welcome to come back next week, Turtle Plant, and discuss it. But I think I gave you plenty of time. I'm sure if I go watch the replay of this video, I think I devoted at least 5-10 minutes to your questions earlier last hour. So like I said, if you want to come back next week, totally cool, awesome, do that. But we need to have my ability. I need to be able to talk to everyone and answer other people's questions. You got that, Turtle? I didn't time you out for 30 minutes. I don't know if a moderator did, Turtle, but I timed you out, like I said, 5 minutes, one time, not to punish you, but just so I could have a complete opportunity to answer your question thoroughly the way it needed and deserved to be answered. And hope you can respect that. But yeah, if you want to come back next week and ask another question, totally cool. And we're moving on. So just copy and paste it, Turtle. Email it to yourself, whatever, text it to yourself. Come back next week, paste it in here again, and we'll deal with it, okay? But I didn't see it, and I'm not going to go looking for it because we did devote a lot of time to you already, and it's unfair to my many other viewers right now to keep giving you all my time. Okay, who thinks this, Hutchie? You're saying he thinks vegan means you take the moral high ground in every situation. Who is this person? Announce yourself. Let me hear it from this person's mouth how veganism means you take the high moral ground in every situation. Where is this person? And let me hear what you're saying. I apologize, I haven't heard what you said yet. So let's air it here. Let's hear this claim about what you perceive vegans do, what veganism is about, or something like that. So let's hear it. It's Mushroom Gravy. I think Mushroom Gravy's trolling us. We already answered some of his questions earlier, particularly when he got a little nasty there about his personal bias against people who drink or something like that. So I think he's going to fall in the same category as Turtle Plant, that we're going to move on. We already gave him enough time tonight. But veganism is not about taking the moral high ground. I don't know why people have all these bizarre... Well, I know why they have them, because they're not vegan and they don't like vegan. If they were truly vegan, they'd have a sensible definition of veganism, such as one that goes back to the 1940s. Veganism, it says here, it's a philosophy and way of living which seeks to exclude as far as possible and practicable all forms of exploitation and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. And furthermore, vegans are always in the moral high ground in every situation imaginable. Vegans are a higher level of human than all non-vegans who are pieces of crap. No, it doesn't say that part. I made that up. See, it doesn't say it. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. So if you want to add on this other crap, this other baggage about moral high ground, that's on you. You're inventing your own definition of veganism that has no basis in the history of the definition of veganism. Again, this one goes back to the 1940s from the Vegan Society. So do you want to define veganism as something about taking the moral high ground in all situations? Whatevs. Welcome to the club of the many non-vegans I've encountered throughout the years here who feel it's their duty to invent a new definition for veganism when there's no need because the old ones are doing a fine job. Mushroom Gravy, you're not getting punished. Where did I even mention or suggest or hint at the concept of punishment and directing it towards you? I just said we need to move on. I've already spent a lot of time with you. I think I've been more than fair and generous giving you time that you may or may not have deserved tonight, but I gave it to you regardless to answer your questions about veganism, and we're moving on. But yeah, veganism had nothing to do about taking high moral ground. Yeah, I'll give you that. There are some vegans who are complete a-holes, complete horrible, rotten people, and they're low, despicable a-holes. And they will do that to you. I think a lot of times they love being vegan because they in their minds it gives them some excuse, some justification to be a dick to other people, to be assholes to other people. So yeah, there are those, and I apologize for them, but they're not the majority. They're just assholes, and they were assholes before they went vegan. It's not like once you start eating rice and lentils and fruits and vegetables, all of a sudden, that assholeness that's inside you goes away. Veganism doesn't change your personality like that. I wish it did. I wish it also, the definition would say, and if you were once an asshole, you will no longer be an asshole. But I hate to say it, yeah, there's a lot of asshole vegans, and guess what? There's even more asshole non-vegans too there, Mushroom. So just saying, yeah, if someone's an asshole, they're an asshole, and it just so happens some assholes are vegans now. Yeah, Sarah, once an a-hole, always an a-hole, I'm afraid, right? I mean, I don't see how eating plants is going to change that, right? I mean, why would that do anything? Yeah, Jesse, we've got a lot of dings tonight. Ding, ding, ding. Mr. Deep Fry, being vegan kills millions of bees, flies, worms, and insects. So you're saying non-vegans, they don't kill these bees, flies, worms, and insects. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Fry? But somehow vegans were the ones responsible, and you guys claim no or take no responsibility for that. So you're saying the things that happen in agriculture, the accidental harm and killing that may or may not occur in agriculture, if there is any accidental harm, it's on the vegans. You guys are totally cool, hands are clean, you have nothing to do with it. Is that what you're saying there? Turtle, do you want to get timed out for 30 minutes? Is that what you want? Is that your secret desire or something? I don't know. See why you're being so rude. I mean, I was really respectful to you. I answered your question. I spent a lot of time answering your question, and you're just like complaining here how you got timed out by me once for 5 minutes so I could answer your question. I mean, what do you want? Do you want me to like kiss you or something? Do you want me to massage you? Like how much better can I treat you? About what? More bees and stuff get killed on purpose. Okay, so you're saying again, why are you blaming this on vegans? These are problems with food production. Why are somehow vegans the ones that need to take the blame for a bee or bees getting harmed, and you meat eaters, your hands are clean? I don't understand why it's a vegan responsibility thing. Please have that make sense to us. As Allison says, yeah, make it make sense. You'll take a massage, Sarah. I think that's what he wanted, right? Sounds like he wanted me to hug him and rub his belly and make him feel good. I mean, what more could have I done? I answered his question. I gave him like a very detailed, thorough explanation based on evidence, and he wants more. All right, Mr. Deep Fry, I'm saying, yeah, I do have a good point. You can't say just because bees get harmed in the production of corn or whatever that it's a vegan thing, because cows are fed corn and humans are fed corn, and way more cows actually eat the grains than humans do. Very few, a very small percentage of, say, like tofu or I'm sorry, soy and corn actually reaches the mouths of humans. Most of it goes to feed livestock, and the bit that reaches humans, most of it goes to meat eaters because there's so few of us vegans. So I'm not sure, why vegans are automatically the ones to take the responsibility of animals or insects being harmed in foods that animals and humans eat. Yeah, it's a main character syndrome. Yeah, that's actually a subreddit that I really enjoy. Like, I'm the main character. They're making fun of these people that think they're the main character in all situations in life. That guy that wants me to hug him and rub him and massage him thinks he's the main character. I said I was more than generous with my time and giving him a very, a really good response to his question. A really high quality response is what I'm saying. One you're not going to find most vegans are capable of giving such a good, thorough response. I gave him one and he's still not satisfied. There's a line forming for massages now. Mr. Deep Fry, are you trolling us? I'm just going to quickly respond to your question here and show you that your assertion that vegans are somehow eating a diet that is inherently deficient, that is just simply not true. Let's look at not my opinion, because I'm a dumb idiot. I'm not a health professional. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a dietitian or a nutritionist, but these groups are. Epidemiologists included in that, Dietitians of Canada, British National Health Service, so on and so forth. And there's a scientific consensus amongst these organizations of health professionals. And that scientific consensus is that appropriately planned, meaning don't do stupid stuff as a vegan. Don't go and starve yourself with trendy fad diets. Eating a healthy, balanced vegan diet is nutritionally adequate. So you can say that vegan diets aren't that great for you as far as vitamins and minerals, but I would actually take opinions of actual really smart people that have studied this stuff and that's their job. They're not just some weird influencer that thinks they know all this crap that they don't. So yeah, don't listen to me. Listen to opinions of health professionals. Vegan diet is not inherently deficient. Hey, good point, AJ. Yeah, veganic farming is actually a real thing too. It's an actual thing. Okay, that's great, Mr. Deep Fry. Well, good luck to you in furthering your knowledge about food and stuff. Okay, we're going to move on, though, from you, Mr. Deep Fry. Thanks for coming. Yeah, Sarah, I'm with you. I get plenty of protein and vitamins. Are you kidding us? I think they're just trolling, I think. But anyway. So anyway, let's see how we're doing here. I'm starting to really feel the hunger. I tell you, I had a marathon day at the gym today, my first day back trying to play basketball. Everyone wants to rule the world, huh, Uncle? Got to listen to some Tears for Fears again. Bob Hill, you're asserting that George Soros was funding hench herbivore and lifting vegan logic? Are you serious? A wealthy donor? What do you mean? How come I don't have a wealthy donor? I guess I kind of do with AJ, maybe. I don't know, but how come I don't have George Soros or Bill Gates or the broccoli industry funding my live stream? So what am I doing wrong? What are Paul and Lifting Vegan Logic doing that they attract Bill Gates or George Soros to fund them? Where do you get this information at, Bill? Hey, are you watching George Soros? You want to throw a few bucks my way? That'll be cool. Anyway, Uncle, strangely, Angie texted me. I was at the gym playing basketball. She said earthquake, and I said I didn't feel jack. I was in the gym jumping around and shit. I didn't feel anything. But yeah, she said there's like some shaking of stuff here. But yeah, I was in Malibu, which is not that close to here. But yeah, 4.6 magnitude earthquake in Malibu. Yeah, it should produce a light shake, a short and light shake here. I have to be more militant. I don't think Hinch Herbivore and Lifting Vegan Logic, I would describe them as militant. They might be passionate, but militant? No, they're far from militant. Oh, Lakers are up 15-11. Wow, I want to see that. Yeah, they're playing Zion's team, right? I want to see big Zion and LeBron banging bodies out there. Banging bodies. It sounds like a porn thing. No, they're big dudes. There's going to be a lot of physicality in the paint. I like to watch LeBron just dare Zion to shoot from the perimeter, which he's notoriously not that great at. They're revolutionary. How are Paul and Lifting Vegan Logic revolutionary? And what am I, some old boring fuddy-duddy or something? I mean, what are they doing that's revolutionary? We're all vegan activists, and we're promoting veganism in our own ways. How are they revolutionary? What am I doing that's not revolutionary? But I'm taking that as an insult. How are they revolutionaries? How is Herbivore them revolutionaries and I'm just some like third-rate boring fart or something? Neither one is a cult leader. Well, as a cult leader, I should get the George Soros funding, right? I should have Bill Gates funding me. Like, what am I doing that's not militant and revolutionary enough? And they are. Like, I don't get it. What am I doing wrong? Mr. Deep Fry, I've been vegan since 2010. And I'm now here in 2024. I'm 56 and a half years old. So I've been vegan my entire 50s and most of my 40s. And I'm still not deficient. I put up earlier links to my blood tests that I've been getting the whole time. So yeah, vegan exactly. I'm 13 and I don't know. Not 13 and a half, probably 13, yeah, close to 13 and a half years. Somewhere between 13 and a quarter or 13 and a half years if you care for such precision. Petey's, well, I must be a fuddy-duddy if, according to Bob, right? Because, these other guys are supposedly getting funding from the evil liberals like George Soros and Bill Gates, and I haven't gotten any contact from such entities or organizations. Hey, we want to fund you for spreading vegan information. Yeah, we want to get you on the payroll and get you all signed up with your social security number and taxes. Like, what am I doing wrong? George Soros, why don't you like me, George Soros? What's wrong with me? Bill Gates, why don't you like me? What's wrong? Am I not revolutionary enough in my vegan messaging here? What's up? Well, I'm glad they haven't reached out to me, actually, because, maybe they want things, quid pro quo. Nothing's free in life, right? If they're going to put you on their payroll, they'll expect things. I know. We used to do videos where we'd have to, sponsored videos where they want things. And I always felt shitty. Like, no, I don't want to mention your product in the first 60 seconds. That should come later, They want us to talk about it for like a minute. Like, it's way too much time. So I bet George Soros and Bill Gates would expect things. So I guess I appreciate my independence, but I do feel sad because, according to Bob, I'm a fuddy-duddy. I'm not revolutionary enough to even attract the George Soros, Bill Gates. But like I said, I like my independence. I can do my own thing. I'm not dependent on this. Happy Healthy vegan activism to live. It's not my main job or anything like that. It's one of many things I do, but it's not like, my highest income source or anything like that. So Joey Carpshawn was getting this elite George Soros money too. So apparently they don't like me. George Soros, if you're watching, Please, I don't want your money, but I would like to know what's wrong with me. Just let me know so I can try to improve myself as a person and a vegan activist. I just want to know. I'm all about continually making myself a better person. I want to be the best Ryan I could possibly be, the best vegan activist from home I can be. So let me know, George Soros and Bill Gates. Let me know. Send me a message. Have your people reach out to me. Send us, I would say a fax, but I don't have a fax machine. Just let me know what I'm doing wrong, how I can be better. Winston says Joey lives in a dump because he spends all his money on activism. So there goes Bob's claim about Joey blowing all the money on himself. Joey lives out of fancy hotels. Wow, we're saying a lot here. So Joey lives out of fancy hotels. Well, he's on the road a lot. Does he? What do you mean fancy hotels? I mean, I guess he can stay in a dump. Would that be better, Bob? I mean, I'm older. When I travel, I don't like to stay in like filthy, dirty, dangerous hotels. I don't mind paying a few dollars more and staying somewhere that has a modicum of niceness, not luxury or anything like that, just a modicum of niceness and safety and stuff like that. If that's what Joey's doing, he has every right to do that. He should, as a vegan activist, he shouldn't be forced to stay in like filthy, dangerous places if that's the alternative. Only that's the way to go. No, we're talking about vegan activism. If I want to make money, there's other things I can be doing. Yeah, Joey's a hero from the animals. Why are you trying to speak bad of him for staying in fancy hotels, non-dumps, Oh, thanks, Chris. Yes, all cult members, your $5 cult member dues are due right now. So if you want to contribute to the vegan cult, since George Soros and Bill Gates and all those other left-wing evil boogeymen aren't giving me any money, let alone the broccoli industry, yeah, I guess I depend on the cult instead, But that means I'm beholden to you guys as opposed to like Bill Gates and George Soros. So, that's cool. Let's see. Godfrey done it this time. What did he do? Is he back? Let's see. I'm not seeing Godfrey anymore. Let me look. So Winston's saying he might stay, Joey, we're talking about Carb Strong, might stay in some hotels when he's living in the UK. He travels. He spends a lot of time in the UK. And where's he going to do? He's either going to stay in a hotel or sleep on people's couches. He seems a little old for that. You know what I'm saying? When you're a certain age, like in my 20s, I slept on people's couches. I loved it. I thought it was cool. Once you start hitting 30, 40, it's not as cool anymore. Now, no, I don't like to sleep on people's couches anymore. Anyway, Joey might stay in some hotels when he's living in the UK. Apparently his place in Australia, right, is quite small and crappy, according to some activists who went there and saw it. Can't remember who it was. Petey's, yes, you shall be lashed for not paying your cult dues on time. Of course. And the cult dues could be on auto pay as well, too. Hey, Sarah, you getting going tonight? You're here the whole time. You were one of the first ones on, I remember. So I'm going to get going pretty soon as well, Sarah. So I don't think you're going to miss anything. I don't think we're going to revolutionize vegan YouTube live streams once you're gone tonight. But if so, I'll let you know and you can watch in after the 2-hour mark and see vegan YouTube get revolutionized or debunked even, who knows. But good to see you as always, Sarah. But I'm really hungry. Until I blew through a boatload of calories at the gym today. So I am ready just to eat all that kitchery that is sitting on the stove ready to go. Just probably warm it up a little bit, heat the oven up, put in the bread, the non-bread. It's going to be a feast. Yes, Robert, Big Broccoli, please help me. And George Soros, please tell me why you don't like me. I'm just kind of curious. Am I not a good activist? Am I doing it wrong? You're right, Graham. Big Tofu is funding my lavish lifestyle, which I don't have a lavish lifestyle. Far from it. We're homebodies, We don't go places. We don't blow money on things. I wear shoes sometimes for like 10 years. We don't have a lavish lifestyle. So, but yeah, Winston raises a really good point. Just because you're a vegan doesn't mean you take some vow of austerity to live like a monk or something like that. He says, yeah, Winston, I assume you're a dude, right? We don't need to be completely selfless as vegans anyway. We can have nice things. Law, yeah. We're only human and we're staying happy. And staying happy probably helps with being better activists. Yeah, rather than being depressed and struggling all the time. I mean, I have a few nice things. Yeah, I mean, not saying I live like a monk or anything like that, but I definitely don't live a lavish lifestyle. But if I wanted to and I had the means, if I could afford it, how would that diminish my vegan activism? Let's just say I became like a billionaire or something like that. I hop on jets and travel and all this crap and stay in fancy hotels, fancier than even Joey Carbstrong could ever stand. How would that make my vegan activism, like the things I say about animals and things that say about animal agriculture, how would that diminish the truthfulness of what I say? I mean, it's the same message, you know? So, I mean, saying, yeah, just because we're vegans doesn't mean we have to live like monks or something like that. Yeah, if you got the means, you can afford it, you could be as rich. Maybe you were born a billionaire, you know? I saw an article lately, because remember Bob was talking about billionaires deserve all the great benefits they have because they work so hard. I saw now a majority of billionaires are inheriting their billions. They're not working for it. They're like on trust fund, parents die, they get the money or something like that. I'm saying, say I was one of those. Say I was a trust fund billionaire, vegan activist. I mean, what difference would it make? What difference would it make if I was a super struggling, super poor vegan activist? All the same thing. We all have the right to speak freely about animal cruelty and exploitation. There's no difference between a billionaire activist and a poor, struggling activist, other than the billionaire ones can do more things and go more places and stuff like that. Maybe attract more attention ultimately. I'll show you that article, Bob. Let's see if I can find that. I had it a while ago. Let me just look. Billionaire. Here's what we got here. This is from Investopedia, and there's articles about this too. This is the first result that came up. More of the wealth acquired by new billionaires came via inheritance rather than entrepreneurship. But Bill loves these billionaires, all billionaires, whether they acquired their billions through entrepreneurship or just the fact that they were born to the right people, you know, and those people died eventually. So Bob loves them no matter if they're laying on the couch eating bonbons in the mansion or whether they're hard-working billionaires that deserve all that billions. So anyway, just thought I'd share that with you, Bob. We owe so much to the billionaires. They treat us well. There are the lords, like we go to medieval times, the lords and the serfs, you know, they're the lords that keep it all together. Without those lords overlooking our fields and stuff, we would just be lost without those bonbon eating, couch laying on the couch, inherited billionaire people. We need those lazy billionaires laying on the couch inheriting all that wealth to make sure that, because you know when they lay on the couch and inherit the billions, you know they're going to spend it on us, right? They're going to make our lives better. They're not going to just sock it all away or buy yachts and crap like that. They're going to live like Joey Carbstrong and live all this lavishly thing. Anyway, let's not open up that can of worms. I just want to show you that the billionaires are now becoming, are getting their wealth because of nepotism and birth and stuff. No, they created useful things that have changed our lives. But yeah, that was the entrepreneur billionaires, Bob. But these new billionaires now, the majority of billionaire wealth comes from inheritance. So these new billionaires aren't creating jack shit, Bob. They're laying on the couch, eating bonbons in a mansion, waiting for their parents to die. They get the billions, and there's no saying now that they got the billions, they're going to be great entrepreneurs. They're going to become great benevolent people and spread the wealth and make life for society better. No, there's no necessity for any of that crap to happen. They just buy yachts and live lavishly like Joey Carbstrong does, the way that you envision Joey does. Vegan bonbons, preferably, Nikki. Yeah, Taylor Swift is a billionaire. So what do you say about that, Bob? Can I hear some praise from Bob Hill about Taylor Swift and all the great she does for society due to her billionaire wealth, which she earned? Taylor Swift is not an inheritance billionaire. She earned it herself. She worked her way up to become a billionaire. So Bob, since we want to praise all these billionaires, Let's wait for Bob. I want to hear Bob praise Taylor Swift for being one of these amazing billionaires that we owe so much to. So amazing. They help us all. So let's hear it, Bob. Let's hear it for Taylor Swift billionaire. Let's do the hip hooray for Taylor Swift billionaire. And I have nothing against Taylor. I just want to see Bob do it because he's the one that put it out there. What was his words again? Billionaires are the greatest people. What did he say? They created useful things that have changed our lives. We owe much of our own wealth and convenience to billionaires. So let's praise it, Bob. Let's praise Taylor Swift. We're waiting. I'm just going to sit here and wait for Bob to give some kudos to billionaire Taylor Swift. And also we can praise the laying on the couch bonbon inherited wealth billionaires while we're at it. Yeah. You can't imagine stealing our money. We're not talking about stealing anyone's money, Bob. I just want you to praise Taylor Swift. We owe so much to these billionaires. They're great people. So let's hear a hip hip hooray for Taylor Swift. And then I'll find you one of these laying on the couch bonbon inherited wealth billionaires, and we could praise one of them too next. So let's do that before we go. I want to see Bob praise Taylor Swift. Yeah, stealing. Where did stealing come from? We don't want Bob to steal Taylor Swift's billions. I want Taylor Swift to keep her billions, and I don't want any of Bob's hands to grab any of her billions. I want the billions to stay where they're at with Taylor Swift. So let's do a hip hip hooray, Bob. Come on. Let's do it. What's taking you? Come on, Bob. I am waiting. That's too bad, Jill. I can't go to... Is that on the East Coast or in England? That place, Aldi's, or... Okay, cool, Bob. You praised Taylor Swift. Now, how about... I want to hear some praise for the laying on the couch, bonbon eating, inherited wealth billionaires that haven't done jack shit other than get born and get spoiled and waited for their parents to die. Let's just praise them in general. I don't know any particular names. Let me see if I can get a name. Let me go back to an article here and see if we have any names of these inherited wealth billionaires. See if they single anyone out. China leads the world to new billionaires. You might like that, Bob. China does it, so we need to praise China. So we praise China because, let's see. Overall, the number of billionaires worldwide rose 7% this year to 2,500. Mainland China accounted for about a fifth of the overall number of billionaires. So, Bob, let's praise China for creating a fifth of the overall billionaires of the world. 1 out of 5 billionaires is in China, if I'm reading this correctly. So can we do a praise to the Chinese Communistic Party for creating over 1,000 since there's 2,500 billionaires. I'm pretty bad at math. Are you here with us, any mathematicians? That's at least 500 billionaires in China. So let's praise the Chinese Communistic Party. You don't have to know how to get them, Bob. You said you know how they get them. You said from hard work and great entrepreneurship. So let's do a hip hooray for the Chinese Communistic Party for creating more billionaires than any other country on planet Earth has created. So let's do it, Bob. Let's wait for Bob to praise communistic China. This is from the article too here. I didn't get this last sentence here. I saw that mainland China accounted for about a fifth of the overall number of billionaires. So it's about 500 of the 2,500, but the country represented nearly half of the total new billionaires. So the Communistic China Party is doing some great stuff. Also, they're stealing. I get it. So you're being kind of racist now, Bob. So if Americans become billionaires, it's through hard work and just fine-tuned entrepreneurship. But when Chinese people, my people, become billionaires in China, would you say in socialist countries they're stealing it? I get it, Bob. So again, you're just making crap up here. You're asserting things and I don't have to respond to them because you're asserting without evidence. I don't need to respond with any evidence. So I just see your point here. So Americans become billionaires, totally cool, hard work, deserved. Chinese people become billionaires, they're stealing. They're thieves. I get it. I get it now. I get it. My people are criminals for being billionaires. But when a white guy does it, like Elon Musk, hard work. Changing the world, hard work. Chinese guy does it, criminal thief. I get it. Yes, this is racism here. Yep, Zenith, thank you for the Hitchens razor. That which can be asserted without evidence that Chinese billionaires are criminal thieves can be dismissed without evidence. I don't have to prove that Chinese billionaires are not criminal thieves. Still, Bob, you're saying when Chinese people become billionaires, there's something shady going on. But when white guys become billionaires, totally legit, totally above board, everything's cool. Chinese guys do it, there's some shady communist thing going on. This is just pointing out what you're saying here. That's how I see it here. That's how I'm seeing it. White guys become billionaires. Yeah. Hard entrepreneurship. Yeah. Fuck yeah. And then, Chinese dude. Oh, they're criminals. The Chinese Communistic Party can take things from people. Blah, blah, blah. How come you're not allowing, Bob, what I'm saying? Why are you not allowing the possibility that the Chinese billionaires are fucking hard-ass workers too, okay? They're just not sitting around picking their butts. They're working their asses off to become billionaires. But you just slide a hand, oh, they're criminals somehow. No, why do you think a Chinese guy can't work as hard as Elon Musk? Well, right now we're talking about communist Chinese billionaires. You're not allowing that, like CEOs of Chinese companies are not hard workers. They're somehow doing something shady. They're not hustling like Elon Musk and other white billionaires. They're doing some kind of criminal thing. Yeah. That's an F-bomb because I'm pissed off at that. Saying that Chinese entrepreneurs working in within the confines of the Chinese Communistic Party economic system don't have the proper work ethic to become billionaires. They have to do some kind of cheating kind of thing. Like the guy said earlier, the only way I can have these great blood lab tests, as a vegan, is if I'm cheating. I'm eating meat on the side. The same kind of bullshit here. The same kind of assertion without any evidence. I'm not cheating. And the Chinese people, there's no evidence that these entrepreneurs don't deserve their billionaire status as much as white guys do. See what I'm saying? This is what's pissing me off. Chinese guys don't deserve it, but the white guys do. Well, we're talking, who cares what Chinese do well in America? I mean, yeah, some do, but I'm saying these Chinese billionaires are in China. They have Chinese corporations and they're becoming billionaires in China. And yeah, they might have a United States or American presence or an international presence with their various businesses, like say, like Alibaba, think companies like that, But anyway, let's move on. I don't want to entertain this racist notion anymore that Chinese billionaires are only billionaires because of some shady criminal thing, and white billionaires, they're all good. They're hardworking entrepreneurs, and we should all stick our faces in their butts because they're so great. But the Chinese guys, nope. Don't stick your face in the butt, and we should accuse them of wrongdoings, because there's no way Chinese people can work hard enough and have the entrepreneur whatever, the entrepreneur spirit and work ethic to create a billionaire. Anyway, yeah, he never fails to stay on the stage at the end of these live streams, but I take full responsibility because I'm the one that brought up this whole thing here about how billionaires now But who Bob wants us all to praise, are inheriting their wealth now more than through entrepreneurship. They're just sitting around waiting for their parents to die. Or there's a wealth transfer. You don't have to wait for your parents to die to become a billionaire. If you know, they can just give you some of their billions too. But anyway, I'm just saying you can sit around on the couch and eat bonbons in your mansion and still become a billionaire and not have done jack crap as an entrepreneur. Just saying, it's really common now. Bob has main character syndrome. I just like to show Bob that what he says and these firmly held beliefs that he has aren't as rock solid as he assumes them to be. How billionaires now can just lay on a couch and inherit the wealth. And there's more billionaires in China now than anywhere else in the world. So anyway, yeah, the whole we should love all billionaires thing now is kind of fraught with some peril in his mind. Yeah, his notion that we should love all the billionaires. So anyway, let's move on, guys. I think it's time to go. I am starving AF. I'll tell Sarah we had a nice Bob discussion at the end of the thing, how my people are thieves, basically. They're not honest entrepreneurs like Elon Musk, who deserve their billionaire status. My people are somehow shady and not to be trusted. They are not honest billionaires. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, Peter. Are you still here, Uncle? Did you bail on the whole Bob thing? I wouldn't blame you if you did, Uncle. So thank you, happy fam. Thank you for being here with me on a Friday. And thank you just to everyone, all our viewers on Fridays. So plan is to be back next Friday, another live stream, and hopefully I'll get another video. So Peter, send me some more ideas. Let me know what's going on. If you have some more nonsense for me to respond to. Okay, you sent me an article about how Italy is banning all lab-grown meat. Holy moly. I'll take a look at that. And send me some more too. Because yeah, just because I get an article, I'm looking for certain things to respond to. An article might not have all the kind of the criteria I'm looking for what I think makes a great response video for me to sink my teeth into, figuratively speaking. All right, guys. So anyway, I'm going to go watch the Lakers. Bill, if you're not watching the Lakers, you should be watching the Lakers. Hopefully it's not blacked out for you. That sucks how the corporations do that on some games. But, you know, that's the world we live in. Those billionaires controlling our lives, making it better for us all. Anyway, guys, much love to you guys. Thanks, Uncle. You are still here, Uncle. Awesome. Thanks for moderating. Thanks for keeping our show on an even keel, keeping it chill, keeping haters and bad intentions people like timed out and blocked. I appreciate that. I appreciate your guys' hard work. You did send me an article, Peter. I will check out my Instagram messages tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Waking up with Angie on a sunny day. We survived all these crazy rainstorms in California. Go on our little coffee walk in the morning. Get my little cup of joe, my little latte thingy, and it's not decaf, it's half calf. That's my favorite thing now to have on Saturdays with my beautiful wife as we do a beautiful walk. So anyway, guys, that's how my day is going to proceed tomorrow, and I'll start making some new content for you guys for next week. So much love, and remember, it doesn't suck being vegan. Bye, guys.